Hello, 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 wonderful viewers. You're so welcome to this program. This afternoon, we are so grateful to God for another wonderful opportunity to come your way. And we thank you so much for having us all the time in your home on The Teacher. If you're joining us for the first time, this program is all about relationship, love, understanding. We believe that God wants each and every one of us to enjoy our home. And so we're going to discuss one of the topics that either makes or make the marriage a happy one. And that is, anytime the word love is mentioned or marriage, you hear the word jealousy attached to it. I want the teacher this afternoon to tell us, what is all this jealousy? What is it about? And when does one become jealous? So, dear husband, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dodoo. You're looking gorgeous as always.
Thank you so much, honey.
Right, jealousy is a word which has two sides, I would say. Most people look at the negative side of it.
Okay.
But jealousy is not only a negative thing.
All right.
The Bible clearly defines jealousy in two ways. There's a godly jealous and then ungodly jealous. Now, the English word jealous has three meanings.
All right.
The first one is that if you are envious of someone, you are resentful of someone's achievement or possession, then you are feeling jealous. That is the first definition.
Okay.
The second definition or the second meaning is that when you are suspecting a partner or a spouse, okay, in the relationship, then this is called jealous, okay? You think maybe your spouse is attracted to another person.
So do we say that when there's no trust?
When there's no trust, this can also deal with the second definition.
Okay.
Then the third one is fiercely protective of one's rights or possession. So if this is mine, or you are to say, I will say you are mine, therefore I want to protect it. Then this is not ungodly jealous, this is a godly jealous. Because of the love I have for it, I want to protect it. I want to make sure that I take good care of it. Not give that opportunity, or not give that chance to anybody to do that. I want to protect, I want to promote it, I want to make it look good, I want to care for it because it is mine. Okay, so those are the three, and that is the third meaning is what God associates with his name.
Okay.
As I'm a jealous God. Because we should not be surprised. If it's only a negative thing, God will not be associated with it. But God is a holy God.
Yeah.
So if God should say in the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 5, that the Lord your God, I am a jealous God, because he told them earlier on that you should not have any other God before me, and you should not make unto you any graven image or any likeness of anything in heaven above or on earth beneath or under the waters. You should not bow down and worship them. When it comes to the relationship with humanity, God's relation with humanity, he says that his position as God, the love he has for us, we should reciprocate that love. We should worship him alone. And we should not see worship as only like a religious thing, kind of going to bow down with. No. Attention, affection, care to God, these are important because he cares equally for us. And he wants that relationship with him, that we should also care for him. It's so important to him. That is what we call godly jealous. And not just that, but remember, he also said the same thing in Exodus chapter 34, verse 40. He said do not worship any other God, for the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous God.
Oh, he didn't call himself jealous.
He called himself, but the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous God. Exodus 34, verse 14.
So when does one become jealous?
One becomes jealous when there's lack of trust.
Okay.
God wants us to trust him all the time. Okay? In a relationship between a husband and a wife, there must be trust. When there's no trust, then the other partner becomes insecure, and always every move of the other person becomes suspicion. You think the fact that your wife is speaking to other male colleagues, she's having an affair. Then you become suspicious because you don't trust her that she wouldn't do that. Because when it comes to sex, it comes to love making, it's just you alone. So if you see the slightest, kind of,
opportunity to see somebody
something like, oh, it looks as if, then you're already
panicking,
resenting and insecure and fear and anger because you think she's going to share what is yours with other people. That is where it comes in. And we also want to say that if the trust is broken, it gives room for jealousy, because I trusted you that you will never do that. And once you disappointed me or you became unfaithful. So once you become, I always have it at the back of my mind, you are capable of doing it again. That is where I'm always jealous, because if I see my wife with somebody else, the question is, what are they doing? If they are talking, I'm fine. If they are working together, I'm fine. If they are collaborating on the project, I'm fine. If it's a church organization, the program, I'm fine. But whereby I don't know, and she doesn't even tell me, and I see somebody, a man I've not seen before, or even if I've seen the person before, I'm not aware, she has not told me what they are doing. I don't have much knowledge of what is going on. And I see any movement, then I become
kind of
jealous because I'm left in the unknown. And that brings in jealousy.
Yeah, sometimes among the women, when you see your husband with the secretary, most of the secretaries, the younger secretaries, and the attractive ones, like, why, what's going on? And I think sometimes also it's about maybe the way we go about things, like the way we praise. Like God said, we should not worship any other God. The more you start showering praises to other person, as particular, not the other person, but the particular person constantly, you also give room for jealousy, because here I am living with you as your wife, and like you're always like, look at that lady, she's so beautiful, look at that, the way she carries herself, look at that lady, she's hardworking, look at that lady, her husband might be proud. If you start saying things like that, it gives also room for jealousy. So somehow we also contribute to this kind of the jealousy. We bring about jealousy in the home somehow without even knowing that our own ways and stuff bring jealousy.
In fact, this is true, because one thing I will say is that women in particular, it has been said several times that women, experience things as men see things. Women, they are hears, hearing things is what really they take it, they make images of it and they experience it. So if you keep praising the opposite, not your wife, but then another woman, then your wife become like, oh, but I'm here, why don't you see me? And you look beyond me. The issue is you should be content with me. So when there's no content, you are not content with what I am. Then you begin to feel insecure. Somebody's taking my place. Now let's look at the point whereby there's no godly jealousy in the relationship.
What is this godly jealousy about, and what is this role in the relationship?
All right. Now the godly jealousy is found in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter number 11. Let's read from verse 1 to 2. It says that, I hope you will put up with me in a little foolishness. Yes, please put it up with me. I am jealous for you with a godly jealousy. I promised you to one husband, to Christ, so that I might present you as a pure virgin to him. Who is speaking here? This is Paul, the Apostle Paul. He's telling the people of Corinth that he promised them that he's presenting them as a virgin to their husband to be, who is Christ. But here he is, he's jealous with godly jealousy. He's like, how wonderful this would be, because he's playing the role of a betweener between this woman, and then they had the Christ, who is the husband. But he's bringing the word of Christ to them. He's telling them how Christ is, what Christ expects from them, and everything. And he's saying that they should put up a little with his foolishness. You know, when you're in love, you behave as if you are foolish. Everybody think you are foolish, but you know it's for the sake of love. Love make you behave like you are foolish. I mean, if not that, why would a God who made the whole world stoop so low for the love of a human, a mortal who is here today and tomorrow gone? It doesn't make sense. It looks like foolishness. That is why, godly jealousy is
good in
relation. Could you be, just look at it in Psalm 139, where God is saying that the thought he has for you, they are more than the sand at the beach. He says that he knows when you get up, he knows when you sit down, he knows when you're going out, he knows when you're coming in. He's thinking about you all the time. Any little word on you, before you even say it, he knows your thought. He's so much concerned about. Somebody says he's obsessed with that.
Yeah, like if your husband starts saying, "Where are you? What are you doing?" This really, you like, what is this? He's so obsessed.
That is a godly jealousy.
Jealous.
He's so much in love with humanity that he's so much, everything we do, he knows it. When we get up, he knows it. When we sit down, he knows it. When we are going to work, he knows it. When we are sitting in the car, when we are coming out, when we are on break, when we are anywhere, he's always aware. And guess what David said? The thought of this alone is just too much for him to comprehend. He can't comprehend. Then he went on to ask, what is man that thou art mindful of? This is what we call the godly jealous, whereby every moment in your life, I want to know what is going on.
So,
darling, I'm on my way going to work. So good. I wish you all the best. I'm on break. Say great. I'm done with today's job. I'm on my way coming. Good. I'll pass the market. So if you don't hear of me, I'm here. I'll give you a call. Every moment of the time, this godly jealous make you to care, to protect, and to fend for yours.
So does it mean? Do we say that lack of this also, this jealousy in marriage also breaks the marriage or bring dryness somehow?
That is it. When the godly jealousy is not there, it's a sign that the marriage is drying up. Because if you care about me, you always want to know where I am, what I'm doing, whether I'm happy or not. But if you don't show concern, you're nonchalant. I mean, you don't care whether I'm happy or not, whether
somebody is talking to me or not.
Somebody's saying what I'm doing. You see things and you don't bother. It means that you don't love me. If you love me, you want to be interested. You wouldn't want anybody to just take that role, take my role.
Okay.
But if I see somebody taking my role and I don't care, it tells you that the jealousy is not there. The godly jealousy is not there. That possessive, that protective of your possession or your rights. As a husband, I have the right to fend and to care for my wife. So if somebody is doing that, instead of me buying for you, somebody is buying for you and I don't care. Instead of me paying for your bills, somebody is paying for you. Gifts and I don't care. I don't even bother to ask, who gave it to you? Why? I mean this. And I don't care. You come with a new car and a home and I don't even care to bother ask you, darling, where did you get a car? Who bought it for you? And I'm comfortable with it. It tells you that something is wrong. And that is what we call the lack of the godly jealousy in the relationship. So relationship needs godly jealousy. Because God himself is a jealous God. The jealousy he has is not the negative one.
Yeah.
Not where he's jealous of other people because they are better than him no. But because we are his, he loves us. He doesn't need anybody to take his position in our lives.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies, I hope you've gotten it, that you shouldn't go out there fighting. If you see a husband jealous, it's a sign of love. So I have gotten to know that if my husband doesn't show much of a concern to the things I do, or maybe to the people I talk to, then that means something is wrong with our love relationship. And anytime there's a little bit of jealous, it means that the love is on track. All the same, we are not supposed to go out there fighting. A little bit of it is good, but too much of everything is also bad. And so I don't know whether you have anything to add to it.
I will say that to see that godly jealousy, I will ask everybody to read Psalm 139 through. You see that possessiveness of God of us. The Bible says, David was saying that, where can I go and you will not be there? Just let me read a bit of it. It says that Psalm 139 from verse 1, it says, "Oh Lord, you have searched me and you know me." And he went on to say that, "You know when I sit and you know when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar.
Yeah.
You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely, oh Lord. You hand me, you protect me behind and what? Before. You have laid your hand on me, upon me." And he says what? You have, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your? Even the woman like feels like, oh, this is too much. So like, how can I? No, but God is everywhere.
Why? I see this more as caring than being jealous.
That is a godly side. The godly jealous is care. The godly jealous is affection. The godly jealous is love. The ungodly jealous, what people say is jealous, what they think is negative, is the ungodly jealous. That is where is a sign of lack of trust, is a sign of insecurity, fear, anger. Those are the ungodly jealous. And that is not the type God is having. And that is not the type God expects us to have in relationship. He expects us to have the godly jealous, where we want to care, where we don't want anybody. Our position should not be taken by anybody. And we should perform our position well. I have to protect you, I have to care for you, I have to provide for you. I don't want anybody to do that. That is the godly jealous.
That is good to know, ladies. I'm sure we have all taken one or two words home. And I'm so grateful that you're able to hear us. As always, I'll please beg you to share the videos so that somebody else's life will be blessed. Thank you so much, Dr. Dodoo, for educating us on this godly jealous. We need it in our relationship. We need it. Without it, that means the marriage is dying. And we don't want our marriages to die. So let us rekindle the godly jealous in our relationship so that we will experience heaven on earth in our lives and in our marriages. So thank you so much for having us. And until we come your way again, this has always been Dr. and Mrs. Dodoo, the teacher. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely day.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.